Hi everyone, how are you? This is Ashish Katan here, and welcome back to Catbots Connect. Today, I have the honor of introducing to you all a very good dear friend, a wonderful human being, and an amazing business professional. He is Mr. Sunil Gera. Uh, Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Ashish. Thank you for the kind words. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah. So basically, Sunil has a deep expertise as a business leader in the chemical industry. He is also the founder of AdZ Global, and he's doing amazing things in the industry. So we want to hear from him what's going on at his end, what he's doing as a founder of AdZ Global, what are the market trends he's seeing, how he's using AI, and also what his message is to the young professionals. So, Sunil, over to you. Can you tell us who you are and what you're doing these days?
Thank you, Ashish. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to talk here with all the audience. So, hello everyone. I'm Sunil Gera. To start with, I'm industrial engineer in MBA in international trade. I have worked for about 20 years with big companies like Thermo Fisher and VWR. And start of this year, I've started to actualize my dream of value creation. So that is how we founded HG Global, which is based on value creation. So my experience has been mostly into procurement, supply chain, and strategic sourcing. And we have created HG Global to help small pharma biotech companies to optimize on their procurement processes, also to help develop markets. So we are operating in pharma biotech space. We are helping a lot of companies develop market in United States and also optimize on their procurement and processes. So that is what we have started to do. And thank you, Ashish, for having me.
Wow. And Sunil is always like very energetic and always bringing many ideas to the forefront and actually implementing those. I remember when I started the business, Sunil was encouraging me and he was like researching himself on the different tools that were available in marketplace. And there's a lot of those foundational things, I credit to you, Sunil. So thank you for being there always
Thank you.
along the journey and, really holding hands at that point.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So, Sunil, we want to understand, like in terms of, you're attending so many conferences. I've also seen you're using like AI, like you're into
Mm.
Claude AI, and you talk about GPT and other things, how you're kind of tapping into it. Can you tell us, like, first, like, what's going on in the market in your area, and also how you are using AI to kind of bring things together?
Absolutely. Thank you, Ashish. So yes, I've been traveling to various conferences like SLAS in Boston, which is the Equipment Instrumentation Show, DCAT in New York, and Bio Innovators Tool in Boston. These are various life sciences, chemicals, pharma, biotech related conferences when buyers and suppliers meet. And essentially, they are talking about how they can support and do business. I'm also going to Interflex later this month. So one of the things I would say I've really was very encouraged to attend BioTools Innovator in Boston. I'm seeing young people in the colleges finishing their PhD or just getting out of colleges with these innovative ideas. And I could really said that I started my journey of entrepreneurship earlier this year, and there are young people who started their journey while they are in college. So very impressed and committed to support them in the market. The pharma, biotech, and life sciences market, I see that people want to move from growth at any cost to strategy of sustainable value. I see new fundings coming into market, and definitely 2026 is looking up, bright. On question about AI, that's a very good question, Ashish. I feel that AI has to move from just a question and answer to really how AI could augment my domain expertise for me. How AI could help my clients to develop market quicker, to help them optimize their processes. And what I believe in is a combination of human plus AI. I don't believe using AI 100%. I believe with the human knowledge, with the AI, that's a good combination. So I definitely see AI in drug discovery. And just to give example to everyone, earlier people have to do hundreds of experiments in drug discovery to find a pathway that, hey, this will work. Now they can do 90 of these experiments through computers, like we call it in silico. So you can do on the chip, and then you can do on the rest of the tin. So a lot of fundamental foundational experiments would be handled by AI, and more complex and more value added experiments will be still done in the lab. If people think AI doesn't impact them, AI is going to transform all industries in some way. Our knowledge, our early adoption will help us that transformation in a positive, in a value creation way.
Yeah, that is so true, actually. And we're already seeing a lot of impact on the job market. And we are hearing like a lot of the white collar jobs and the blue collar jobs. And, there's a lot of automation. And that's the way I think things are evolving in terms of, where the human race is going and how the future of work looks like, etc. Right. But I do feel like there's a lot of promise in terms of, what AI has to offer. Anytime the change happens, we got to be able to embrace the change and kind of see what new opportunity it has to offer. In my mind, Sunil, what is going on is there are a lot of these business models that were evolved over the years according to what was happening at that point, but now with AI coming in, things are going to change again. So it's kind of a shake up of things. But what I'm also hearing many industry leaders say that, hey, we're going to adjust the workforce and reskill them and put them in the different jobs, right? And some people may want to take an early retirement and things like that. So anyways, we'll see what the AI and the new changes have to offer. But I think we have to be ready to kind of
Yeah,
adapt and adjust to that,
yeah.
right?
I also believe what will happen to jobs is up to us. I want to quote an example. We started with the typewriters, go to desktops, and then to laptops, and to internet, e-com, and now to AI. So all the people who were on typewriters did not lose job. People who upskilled themselves, people who wanted to take advantage of the new revolution. So I think that is the point, very important, that as the technology and the landscape is changing, we also get to need to evolve. And instead of seeing AI as a threat, we need to see how I can use AI to advance my career ambition, to become more productive and create more value.
Yeah, that's so true. And I feel like in terms of like what an individual can do versus what large organizations can do, I think the gap is getting closer. But at the same time, business models are going to evolve, and I'm sure like there's going to be good coming out of it for everyone, right? So coming to the other question I have on my mind is, you're like the procurement person,
Mm.
right? Very deep in the procurement space, and also understand how a buyer kind of make the decisions, etc., right? And you're more on the business side. I've been a technologist all my life, like implementing SAP and the integrated apps with SAP, and leading very large transformations for very large companies, right? Now, what I see, and I'm also a product costing person, right? And I see like your offering in terms of how the cost savings and the synergies can be brought in for the businesses, right? So I want to hear from you a little bit more, like as a procurement person, how do you see the connection to technology, and where maybe like CatBots could partner with you to kind of help you there, so
Absolutely.
like where do you see that intersection with technology, where the gaps are and where you think we can improve?
Thank you. So Ashish, I see, technology, procurement, market development are all services keeping in view how we can improve the business. So it is very important for us to, keep business in the forefront, that whatever we do is solving some business pain points, and they are not doing things for their own excellence.
Hmm.
So like a IT product or an app is eventually should be aimed towards solving a business pain point or a problem. So I feel that procurement optimization, part of our job, market development, these are the two equal pillar. And I want to emphasize that procurement people buy from the salespeople sell it to procurement, so that ecosystem is very tightly linked. So as a procurement person, as a salesperson, you need to understand the market, the dynamics, the motivations of both parties. So that is how we are operating in procurement as well as market development space. Sorry. Now, coming to your question about how we can collaborate, of course, procurement, can help. IT can help, with the data, the dashboards, and the analytics, and procurement can see their expertise, that how, what are the insights from that data, what are the insights from that analytics, and how combining together, how we can solve some business pain points. So I see that a very natural interaction between both companies.
Right. No, I'm looking forward to that, and basically bringing together that analytics and also the AI aspects of it, like say predictive, the agentic AI aspects, and also being able to tap into the power of the LLMs and the generative AI aspects, right? So definitely looking forward to what that holds for us together and continue to grow the business that way, right? Now, maybe like one thing I'm definitely always ask a person who's on the podcast, right, is what is your message for the young professionals with all this kind of changes happening? What are your perspectives and what would you like to share with them?
Thank you. So I want to, before I give advice to young people, I want to really, repeat what I talked about. My trip to BTI, Boston, which was a biotools innovator, like a Shark Tank for biotech companies. I was really encouraged. I was really impressed with the entrepreneurs, their ideas, their ability, and their passion to go after their dreams. So thank you so much for inspiring me. I do want to share with young people to really master the fundamentals. As you start your career, do not take the easy route. Please, spend time, do hard work, and really master the fundamentals of your business. And once you have mastered the fundamentals, then really use AI, automations, and all technologies. As you start your journey, please dream big and really have great visions about what you want to be. It is a great time to start a company with the AI innovation at the cusp. A lot of drug discovery and innovations happening in biotech. you know Young people can achieve anything. So definitely these are my two messages.
No, that's amazing piece of advice to be in the details and really, I mean, there's a lot of opportunities out there, but the success does belong to the people who really put the effort and make the things happen, right? So, Sunil, it's been like so wonderful to have you here, and I wish you all the very best. And I'm continue to like be like support you throughout the journey and be the person cheering you on and maybe collaborating if things work
Absolutely.
out.
Thank you,
And
Ashish.
definitely,
And before we wrap up, if I could ask you a few questions, if that is okay.
sure.
So I wanted to ask you, tell us about, a little bit more about catboats, what space you operate in, and what are your, goals for this year.
Yeah, mainly like catbots, we formed with the two intentions. One is business consulting and business transformation. That's what I've done all my life, like, with the very large organization and leading players in the industry. So thankful to always my, the organizations I've worked for, the clients I've worked for, and amazing human beings and individuals like who I've learned from, right? And thank you so much to you all. And also the amazing team members who are working with us and collaborating, right? So thanks to everyone. Mainly like business consulting, business transformation is our focus. However, like the tech innovation, I feel holds the most opportunity or the brighter future
Hmm.
ahead, right? And there's so much going on in the AI space, so I wouldn't stay away from that. I'm a finance product costing guy, but I would love to learn coding and use Claude AI and Open AI and other tools that are available, right? To be able to create those things as we are going through our journey. So, business transformation, tech innovation, mostly centered around SAP and related products. That's our focus. Now, what's going on in the market? Like SAP has introduced like so many amazing products from an AI standpoint.
Hmm.
So we want to be able to tap into that, and thanks to SAP, for letting us have access to those tools and also providing us the frameworks and the support to be able to make it happen for our clients. Like SAP has a Joule AI
Hmm.
assistant. It has like use cases, over 300 use cases, agentic AI
Hmm.
use cases that can be implemented for the clients out of the box. SAP ecosystem and the SAP, the cloud systems that are available, they can also allow access to other systems which are outside the SAP environment. So that all is kind of coming together. So we are excited about how the business AI is going to start to become real, right?
Mhm.
So on the catbot side of the house, main focus right now, continue to serve our clients, the projects that we are doing, and make it like excellent for them. And on the other side, we want to make sure that we can innovate with what SAP is providing, and also outside of SAP, so that we can connect to what other like opportunities for our clients, right? So those are the two things that I'm excited about. The other thing what's going on is the software development itself is changing. So I
Mhm.
was talking to one of the industry leaders, and they suggested, hey, what does the new age software development looks like to you? So our team is now pulling together the playbook for that.
Mhm.
So I'm excited to share that playbook, and coupled with the playbook for SAP enabled transformations. So essentially everything is changing, Sunil. Like right now, if you see, there's so many amazing AI tools available,
Yep.
and we can do the implementations much faster and a much better quality. However, like the talent and the people who are implementing SAP, they need to come to this new models of implementing SAP and make it like much more like valuable, and have a better time to value, and make the things happen. There's a lot of things happening, so I'm excited about these couple of things. Yeah.
Thank you, Ashish.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So I think those were the things, and we definitely look forward to connecting with you all again. And thank you so much, Sunil, once again for being
Thank
here
you,
to
Ashish,
talk.
and
So
thank you,
thank you.
Cat Boats.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.